Friends and family, I would like you to check out blackcommunityspeak.com. Now, blackcommunityspeak.com is a forum-based website, so something that's very simple, where you can get on, you can get off, get involved with a lot of topics. Now, Black Community Speaks is a place that's for Black men and women to talk about issues that's affecting the entire community. So on blackcommunityspeak.com, they talk about topics in the range of news, what's going on in society, relationships, technology, business, food and recipes, gaming, health and fitness, music, and many, many more. On Black Community Speak, it's a place where you can be safe to say what you want to say without the fear of big tech censorship. So make sure you head on over to blackcommunityspeak.com and sign up today.
Yes, family, peace and love. Welcome back to the African Diaspora News channel with me, Richard Sudan. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe and share and support the platform and spread the word. Now, the theme of today's update, and I'll try and keep it brief, is a very simple theme indeed. I saw something in the news which reminded me of the age-old paradigm, which I believe is true, which is in politics, left-wing, right-wing, essentially equals the same white supremacist bird. Left wing, right wing equals the same white supremacist bird. Now, of course, a lot of people will say, not everyone on the left or right, blah, 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 blah. With a few honourable exceptions, maybe here and there. This is generally the rule. The left and the right is two wings of the same bird, the same system. Now, I saw a story in the news in the US which reminded me of this reality. We often see things here in the UK too. And that politician's name is Sheldon Whitehouse, who I believe is a senator in the Rhode Island area. Now, Sheldon Whitehouse, it's come to light, is basically either a member or affiliated or whatever. He's linked with two clubs, beach clubs, yacht clubs. And these clubs are accused of allegedly being all white and basically exclusive. All white membership, no black people, just a completely white membership. And he's been embarrassed. It's come out, different news outlets have run with the story. And there's a number of things really which, this kind of tells us, in my opinion. First of all, the first thing is Sheldon Whitehouse apparently is sort of presented, even by some black groups, he's presented as being a sort of progressive guy who's championed civil rights, who's spoken up against racism and this kind of thing. And the other thing is apparently he's been pretty brazen in his response from what I can see. Sheldon Whitehouse has not backtracked on his stance. He's even said, I think, he's not willing to remove his membership or his affiliation or his connection with these clubs, likewise with his family. And I think even with one of the clubs, he's connected to this club going back generations. I think even his grandfather is connected to this club. So Sheldon Whitehouse, framed as some sort of progressive senator, lo and behold, is a member of an all-white exclusive, all-white yacht club and beach clubs. And he's not really backpedaling on it. He's being brazen. He says he's going to stay a member of them, and yet still, there's people coming to this guy's defense. There's people defending the indefensible, and this reminds us of the old situation where so-called progressives, so-called liberals, they talk a great game, but this is really just, that's what it is. It's a game to a lot of them. They talk a great game, but really they hold the same views. So like racism, systemic white supremacy in the US, just like in the UK, is not really a left or right issue. It's a systemic issue. And I think a lot of our people fall into the trap of really just assuming this is a left and a right issue. A lot of people have woken up to the reality, but there's a lot of people that still get suckered into this kind of mythology. And the other question about so-called liberalism, and again, there's a few honourable exceptions, but really, even the people that come to the protests, even the people that join organisations which say they're fighting against systematic racism, even these individuals, the question really is how far are they really willing to go with their views? You know, are they willing to, it's one thing to turn up to the protest or to take the podium, make a speech or make some fancy words on TV or on the radio. But how far are you willing to go with your commitment to fighting systemic white supremacy? Are you willing to put your job on the line? Are you willing to put your home on the line? Are you willing to jeopardize your career? Are you willing to lose those lucrative sponsorship deals? Are you willing to really sacrifice for what you say you believe in beyond words? So really, when you strip away a lot of the paint, a lot of the subterfuge, you know, there's a lot of people that talk a great game, but for a lot of people, this is just a hustle. This is just fancy words. It's just political electioneering. I mean, we're talking about Sheldon Whitehouse now, but how many other so-called liberals, so-called progressives do you see who, you know, lo and behold, it comes out at some point down the line, they harbour the exact same white supremacist views as other people on the so-called right or anywhere across the political spectrum. This is not a left or right issue. This is not a liberal or Republican issue. And actually, just like in the UK, you've got so-called liberals have really taken the black vote for granted for far too long. Just like in the UK, the vote is given to these so-called liberals and they get nothing in return. And still, every election, just like in the UK, they raise the stakes. Each election, you know, this is the most important election of a lifetime, and they still manage to get the black vote, get the non-white vote generally, but certainly get the black vote. Happens here in the UK, and there's almost nothing given in return. So, you know, we have this sort of paradigm in the West: left wing, right wing, same white supremacist bird. I'd mentioned Joe Biden, except I think a lot of people are acutely aware, really, of his horrendous record regarding white supremacism and racist policies he's pushed, people he's associated with. You know, I think a lot of people I suspect a lot of people that voted for Biden wasn't really any endorsement of him. It was just the fact he wasn't Trump. But we've been here for a long time. You know, the older liberal versus Republican thing. It's really, for the large part, just a trick, just a con game. In fact, I think Malcolm X used to talk, or he used the analogy between the fox and the wolf. In fact, I think we can roll that clip. Let's take a look at Malcolm X breaking down the difference between the liberal and the Republican, the fox and the wolf. Let's roll that clip quickly.
There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox. And a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling and you take him for a friend.
So as you can see, Malcolm was on the money decades and decades ago, and yet still, you know, our people continue to fall for this trick. And so, yeah, this so-called progressive senator, Sheldon Whitehouse, was literally caught, you know, member of these exclusive places that only had white people, and yet still he's defended the indefensible, and still there's certain black groups. I think there might have been a member from the NCAAP, I'm not sure, you know, but people have come out and defended this guy. Yeah, he's had a good record fighting racism, except he's a member of exclusively white groups. This is like a throwback to sort of decades and decades ago. So it shows you what people really think. They can say what they want to the camera, they can talk about policies that they know won't get enacted, but when push comes to shove, it's just the same stuff. Different day. And even the liberals who really say the right things, we have to be beware of them, because when push comes to shove, they always show their true colours. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that story to you today. Not sure if you saw that in your headlines in the US. You probably did. It made a few headlines here. But yeah, the aptly named Sheldon Whitehouse, refusing to break his ties with all white memberships of exclusive clubs. And I dare say people will forget about this, and he'll be hailed like so many other liberals and Democrats are, some sort of progressive. But yeah, there we are. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know what you think about this issue in the comments. We appreciate your support. please hit the like and subscribe button and support African Diaspora News channel. Support the website, sign up to the website. It's very important in these times that we can move fully independently from these platforms as we need to. So thank you for tuning in. My name is Richard Sudan, and I will see you next time.
Are you looking for quality education for Black children but just don't know where to turn? No problem. We got you. At Aquarius School for Kids, we believe that our children are our most valuable investment. At Aquarius School for Kids, we create, develop, and provide educational products that put our African history, legacy, and culture at the forefront of our children's learning experience. So where do you begin? Well, our book, Before I Let You Go, I'm going to Teach You Myself, 7 Tips for Bringing Out the Reader in Your Black Child, is a great place to start. Then, get the companion handwriting practice workbook for your child's letter and sound recognition needs. Purchase both online and save. Need a little bit more? Then our African-centered kindergarten curriculum is for you. Go to www.aquariusschoolforkids.com to find out more. Yes, we got you. Aquarius School for Kids, an oasis of early learning with the African child in mind.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and download the African Diaspora News Channel app, now available on Google Play and the Apple App Store.